Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. A little bit late this week. I usually would have done the reading yesterday. Every week it's, usually for the start of the week. It is Tuesday here in Australia. I do apologize I'm one day late. It's because I've been extremely busy. I've had so many bookings lately and it's been great. I've just been very, very busy. So I almost was like, do I really have time for this today? But I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna push myself and get it out there. So welcome back and thank you so much for watching the weekly reading. So if you're new to the channel, I'm going to talk about the astrology for this week, which is all about the energies in the sky and how it influences us. And then it's a pick a card reading based on your astrological sun signs element. So if you're a Taurus, you'd pick the earth timestamp below the video in the description. If you're a Pisces, you'd pick water. If you're a Gemini or Libra or Aquarius, you'd pick air, and so forth. So that's for the new people. Because I've noticed recently there's some new people that have subscribed. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Also, I'll just say before I start, if you'd like to book a private reading, the link is also below to my online store. Please keep in mind, I know some readers can offer like a reading within 24 to 48 hours or something along those lines, but I'm extremely booked up and I love doing my readings for everybody, but please understand that there is a turnaround time of minimum 8 to 15 business days for most of the online orders. I do offer a fast turnaround reading for a live chat reading, which you can get within 24 to 72 hours. If you do book a live chat reading with me via Zoom, that's also delivered, or we organize it within the week or so. So that's that. The rest of the readings, 8 to 15 business days, the video readings and other typed readings and so forth. All right, guys, so I'm going to get straight into it. Let's talk about the astrology this week. I'm pretty excited this week myself. Personally, this new moon is in Taurus, which is my sun sign. So great energy for all the earth signs, and in particular Taurus. It's at 21 degrees of Taurus, which is my Venus sign. So I'm really happy about that. It's today. So it's a good energy with this new moon in Taurus to be in the present moment, feel the energy of the present moment and enjoy the simple things in life. And with Taurus energy, it's always about enjoying the sensation of being alive and being present in your physical body. And sure, Taurus energy, it's about sensuality, it's about the 5 senses, but it's more than that. It's about a deep connection to the earth, to the beautiful things and the beauty of this earth. So that can be quite a spiritual experience. It doesn't have to be bogged down in materialism, or that's kind of a lower vibration of Taurus energy, to be too attached to material objects or to material things in your life, or to the 5 senses, to the pleasures. To be too attached to those things is the lower vibration of Taurus. The higher vibration of Taurus is connecting with nature, feeling the beauty of art, of people, the beauty of everything that's in the natural world, appreciating the taste of good food, appreciating your morning cup of tea or coffee, just the simple things of life. And sometimes doing something creative can be extra rewarding for you under this new moon in Taurus. So that's today. Other stuff going on this week is as of last week, Mercury actually moved into Gemini, so that's speeding up the communications. And if you've got Gemini in your chart, if you are a Gemini, this energy is going to amp up communications in your life, probably increase texting, emails, messages, things like that going on. The mind is working a lot faster when Mercury is in Gemini. It's really speeding up communications and speeding up our thoughts, So there can be this energy of feeling restless, feeling a bit more edgy, a bit more like, oh, I'm so bored, like I can't just sit still, Gemini energy does not like to sit still. So with Venus, and at the moment also in Gemini, as of yesterday and as of last week, Mercury in Gemini, we have a lot of mercurial energy, a lot of fast-paced energy, a lot of restlessness, and potentially a lot of indecisive energy, because Gemini is a dual sign, it's the twins. And so with this energy, sometimes we can have difficulty making up our mind about what we want, or making up our mind about certain decisions that we have to make. So yeah, the way that this can work well for you is that you can get a lot done quickly. You can sort of go, run all your errands and get everything done fast. You can use your mind to be more organized and more on point with your speech and your communications. And the one thing I would say with this energy, because the new moon in Taurus, it would be good to do something like yoga or go for walks in nature, because it's a little bit of a frenetic energy when there's a lot of Gemini energy happening. So that is there. I feel that energy myself. But with the new moon in Taurus, it is asking us to sort of get centered and be more present in the moment and just enjoy the moment and be accepting of the moment. That's a key thing with the Taurus energy as well. Now, other big news, this is huge news, is Jupiter enters Pisces this week. My goodness, like, wow. I'm pretty excited about this. Jupiter is well placed in Sagittarius and Pisces, but I think this energy is going to bring much needed softness to the atmosphere, and people can just feel more in touch with this dreamy quality, this artistic, creative quality, spiritual aspect of life, being more psychic, being more intuitive. You're going to pick up on all these things. You may feel more drawn to things that are mystical, magical, creative, inspirational, escapist, like watching a movie that just takes you into another realm, reading a good book that really lets you escape the mundane feelings of day-to-day work grind and things like that. So I do feel with Jupiter going into Pisces, which happens on this Friday the 14th, well, it's going to be more spiritual for people. There's going to be more of a connection to your intuition and more trust and faith in your intuition. Jupiter is about growing in through faith and moving forward in your life. Imagine, you know, the Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the Sagittarian arrow, and it's connected to the Piscean energy, which is about intuition. So having faith, taking action based on what your intuition is saying, and trusting that is going to be really important. Now, Jupiter will be in Pisces just for the next few months, so May, June and July. Jupiter will be in Pisces, but then it's going to retrograde back into Aquarius. So this, you know, I'll just say, if you have anything at early degree of Pisces in particular, so 0 degrees, 1, 2 degrees of Pisces, or a fellow water sign like Cancer or Scorpio, this energy, May, June, July, is going to be fantastic for you guys. So a lot of growth, a lot of inspiration, a lot of opportunity, and a feeling of being in the flow of life, and things feeling like they're making sense and more meaningful as well. There will be a feeling with Jupiter in Pisces of a deeper spiritual meaning to life. So if things have felt a little bit meaningless, or like you've been in this kind of heavy energy or bland kind of struggle, Jupiter in Pisces will bring this sense of relief and renewal and inspiration again. It's really great for creative and spiritual people as well. The other influences going on, the Saturn square Uranus is happening in the background, which is a very tense energy. So unfortunately we have to deal with that again. So this is Saturn in Aquarius square with Uranus in Taurus. This affects mostly the Taurians, the Leos, the Scorpios, and the Aquarians. Okay, so this is a tense energy. If you feel a lot of tension in your life and you're those signs that I mentioned, it wouldn't surprise me, especially if you have anything in your chart between 10 to 14 degrees. Okay. Or look at where you have, if you know your chart, transiting Saturn and Uranus, where they're transiting in your chart, because that tense square aspect is going to bring some tension to those houses and those aspects of your life that those houses represent. So that's in the background. And, you know, we had this energy happening back in February this year where there was a lot of tension in the world. A lot of people felt that energy back in February. And this is going to be leading up to June, where it peaks. To the exact square, where it's going to be quite tense in the world with what's going on in the world in general. And that's the most that I wanted to really mention for today. So let's look at the cards for everybody. So I'm going to look at the air signs first. So this is for Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. So I've got 3 different decks today. So I've got the Gilded Tarot and a couple of Oracle decks. So I'm just going to bring crystals forward so I can use them to put the cards on. Alright, so let's see what's happening for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius this week. What are the messages? This is for Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. We have a flipping card, the Hanging Man. Interesting. Okay, let's see what other messages you have. Let's go to the Animal Oracle. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Okay, air signs. So some kind of need to accept something that you're struggling with at the moment. As I said, you know, with Mercury and Venus in Gemini, the air signs might maybe feeling a little bit more bored than usual, a bit more restless. Make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. Yeah. So, you know, you need to do something that allows you to feel a little bit pampered, air signs, at the moment, because it seems like you've either been working hard or putting a lot of energy into your life, and you may feel a bit frustrated with the Hangman here. It's saying, you know, you kind of wish things were moving a little bit faster for you in your life, but they're kind of going a little bit slowly at the moment. The Hangman is really advising you to just hang in there. You know, things are slow, things are feel a little bit stagnant in some way, but it's about divine timing. It's about learning something where you're at right now. You are actually learning something valuable, even though you may not feel that you are. And this week the energy may feel a little bit stagnant for you, a little bit boring, or a little bit stuck. And this message is very, very similar to the tarot card, the Hanged Man, and then we have accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Exactly what the Hangman means. It's like waiting and just having to wait and experience what you're going through. You cannot force a change right now. It's not really the energy this week, okay? Make time for self-care. So that's the one thing that you can really work on this week, is self-care. Let's see what the messages are from the Astro Dice for the air signs. We have the third house, which is a Gemini, the Gemini house, the third house, and we have Pisces. So you could be dealing with someone that's a Pisces. You could be feeling interesting. We have Pisces here, and we have the water mammal, the manatee. So interesting. It's about connecting with your spirituality, which is also, the Hangman is a water energy. It rules Pisces. Hangman is Neptune. So that's very interesting. That's come up twice. So very much the energy this week for the air signs is go with the flow. You may feel frustrated or a bit blocked this week. That's okay. It's time to kind of slow down a little bit and not try to force change, but just trust your intuition. Maybe do some meditation, some spiritual work, do things that are related to self-care, and you'll feel a lot better. But there is a need for patience and acceptance this week, air signs. All right, so let's go to the next group. This will be for the earth signs, so fellow Taurians, Virgos and Capricorns. What are the messages for the earth signs for this week? Oh, nice. The Six of Swords. Finally, the earth signs get a good card. Every week that I've done this, the earth signs have had really difficult cards. Well, that's interesting. So it looks like the earth signs, considering what happened, you know, having the last few weeks of difficult, you know, we had Five of Cups, Three of Swords for the earth signs. Now we've got Six of Swords. That's great. That's a good card. That is about progress forward, moving forward to smoother waters, moving forward into calmer emotional waters. So maybe you took control of something recently for some of the earth signs, and you feel like you're moving forward on your own terms with positive energy and letting go of something that was negative for you. Increased support. Wow, that's a good card. So it says this: your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. I love this. Gorgeous message for the earth signs. Let's see what the animal message is. You guys have chameleon. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. Interesting. Okay. So there's a very gentle energy that comes through. Very Jupiter and Pisces, I have to say. And if you are an earth sign, Jupiter going into Pisces this week on Friday is really positive for the earth signs, because it creates a sextile aspect, which is a positive aspect in astrology. So yeah, the earth signs will really benefit in particular. Okay, sorry, just to clarify, it creates a sextile to Taurus and Capricorn. It does create, Jupiter in Pisces will create an opposition to Virgo energy, but that's okay. It is Jupiter, so it's not too bad. Oops, and I need to get some Astro Dice, don't I? So these are for the earth signs. What are the messages from the Astro Dice? First house, yep, and Virgo. Interesting, Virgo comes up. So that's interesting. So it looks like the message here for the earth signs is focusing on your own path and knowing that there is help around you. Virgo relates to help, support, people being of service, whether it's yourself helping others or others helping you, or both. And you do have this card of increased support for the earth sign, so that's really good. There's something here where working in the background is going to be more beneficial to you this week than trying to force any kind of issue. And this card is saying things will be smoothing out for you this week in some way. And Venus is, as I said, it's in Gemini, and so it's bringing more of a restless energy. You may be feeling, especially the Virgos, may be feeling a lot going on in your mind, and feeling a bit challenged by that, but it's just asking you to stay calm and keep focused on, with the first house, your own path, what you're doing, and just quietly working away. That's what I'm getting for the earth signs this week. and there is support around you this week. So if you need help with something, help is coming. If you're feeling burdened, like you're doing everything on your own, especially Taurus and Capricorn, there is support coming this week. So that's really nice. Okay, let's go to the fire signs. So this is for Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Too many cards there. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I did see the Death card. I don't know why I wanted to say, you know, it flipped over, but there were too many cards. Again, too many cards. I just want one card for the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh my gosh. There must be a lot of energy around the fire signs because they just keep jumping out. Okay, this one is that one. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. King of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, you may be dealing with an air sign male, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person. And you have, oh, this is gorgeous. You have spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. That's interesting. It's talking about necessary life changes because I did see the Death card flip over before. So there's something that's in flux or going through a big change, and it's connected to your spiritual path, your beliefs, and the way you're going to live your life in the future. So there might be some significant changes that are kind of happening in the background that you're aware of more on a spiritual or intuitive level, preparing you. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. Okay, so sometimes when you get this card, you have to be aware of, sometimes, not always, someone around you who you may not be able to fully trust that person. So say in the workplace, you meet someone that's new in the workplace this week and you're like, they're really friendly, but you just feel something's off. You know, it could be something like that. Just keep your distance, keep your, you know, your observations sharp is what this is saying to what's going on in your environment, in your neighborhood. You know, say if you live in an apartment building, in your apartment building, you know, just what's going on around you is important this week. And it's really important for you to pay attention to your surroundings, you know, when you're going out and about or whatever, but just listen to your intuition. There's a couple of different things going on this week. I feel a very practical energy with this card, like a very earthy energy. It relates to your daily life, work, routine, being very switched on, not sort of lapsing into a lack of awareness, or kind of just disconnecting to your environment. It's good for you to be very aware and observational this week. There could be someone, yeah, for some people this could be a male person that you're dealing with because it's the King of Swords comes up, and I do feel it could be connected here with this person. So there might be someone, as I said, for some people it might be in the workplace, or it might be someone you work with or whatever that has a bit of a difficult energy, or it could be someone who's a bit controlling, and it may not be male. It may be someone who's just trying to control some aspect of your life, or their energy is a bit sort of too dominant and it's bothering you in some way. But this card's really beautiful and it's asking you to remain calm. Look at the beautiful turquoise colors here. It's very calming and soothing. And you know, if you're struggling with something, fire signs, this week, it's asking you to call on your angels for support as well. Let's look at the astro dice for the fire signs. Oh wow, we got Sagittarius. How about that? So far all the dice have related, I think most of the dice have related to the sign, one of the signs in the group that I'm doing. And we have the 12th house. So this is very spiritual energy. Sagittarius and the 12th house is about spiritual knowledge that and about your spiritual path. We have this card here that very much relates. Your spiritual path, spiritual knowledge, learning something new that is to do with either philosophy, spirituality, higher consciousness, working with healing. It could definitely be to do with healing as well this week. But it's healing on a mental level as well. So you may be releasing things from your past as well, and that could be what this is referring to, where you're releasing something from your past and it's opening up a new path. But there are some sort of a little bit of disjointed energy around you this week with day-to-day stuff that might be a bit annoying, I'd say, or there could be someone domineering who's kind of you're aware of their energy this week. It might be a little bit of a bothersome sort of energy for the fire signs. And lastly, the water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What have we got? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio this week. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This one's popping out. Oh gosh, the Death card. Okay. I saw that for the fire signs before, so that was weird, but it didn't come out. It just flipped over and then it didn't really come out. Change. Oh wow, bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. Gosh. The water signs look like they're going through some kind of big spiritual shift. There could be something of an ending, okay, to do with somebody that you know or a situation around you. Reach out for emotional support, it says. So interesting, that's connected to the death card. It's like this kind of ending or new beginning energies around you. It could be to do with people that you know or a person that you know. Let's see what comes out with the animal messages for the water signs. Could be the end of, you know, end of a relationship. I did see that just then and it came out again. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Okay, so there's a need for what I'm getting here is connecting more with your spiritual side, like prayer work, meditation, yoga, and with acceptance, because we all experience change in life, and sometimes we, you know, it comes out of the blue and we just don't see it coming, or sometimes we sense, you know, that change is coming and we're afraid of it. It's not anything to be afraid of. We all go through change. So I'm really drawn to, for some reason, this horse here on this shield, and I don't know why. Horses relate to power and freedom, but also something about the shield as well. For some reason, this could be related to one person. There could be something to do with a vehicle, like a car that's no longer working and you're having to get a new one, or, you know, you sort of, there might be a heavy energy around that, like a real disappointment, or like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to deal with this now. Something like that. And don't let a change this week, water signs, throw you completely off balance is what I'm getting here. You know, it's saying there's something out of balance in your life, so do what you need to do to correct it. So understand that, you know, you don't have to let your emotions get chaotic just because something happens that seems very intense or emotional. And yes, we all have to feel what we feel and go through that, but it's like saying you might need to do some spiritual work around some kind of change that comes up this week on some level. And it could even be an emotional shift as well. Because Capricorn energy has come up here with the goat, there could be a change with some people and their career or their job situation. Doesn't have to be negative just because it's change. It could be a positive thing. It could be endings and new beginnings. And there could be a letting go of a relationship for some people as well this week. Let's see what comes up in the Astro Dice. Aries and the 12th house. Wow. That's a very intense kind of energy for the water signs. So it's a very emotional energy, you know, with Aries in the 12th house. That really feels like it relates to the cards here. Sometimes this energy with Aries in the 12th house can feel like a lot of emotion and not knowing how to process, having to just express it. You know, the emotions just need to be expressed. So, you know, you may need to vent to someone this week or express something that's frustrating you or that you're finding emotionally difficult. Okay. The positive side of this is it's guiding you towards focusing on your spirituality and prayer and understanding things on a deeper, more fundamental spiritual level, like the bigger picture of why certain things happen, and that will help you in some way this week. All right, guys, so that was the reading for the week. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Have a great week, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.